Stephen A. First and foremost, I want to say, man, I respect you a lot and appreciate what you've done for basketball, but sports in general, with the way you bring people news. But I got to say, man, I'm really bothered by your stance on cannabis and your lack of knowledge of cannabis and the portrayals you put out into the media, considering your platform is so big that people really listen and follow behind you. But on this subject, you have very little knowledge, and you continue to make a mockery out of something that a lot of us take very serious and really depend on and know the benefits and how much it can really help not only athletes but everyone from our grandparents to children. So with that said, I'm launching my podcast with Steven Jackson, All the Smoke, next month with Showtime, and we'd like to fly you out to have an educated conversation / debate about it and put all the bullshit to bed. Let me know what's up.
This message is directed to Mr. Matt Barnes and Steven Jackson. Just a few minutes ago, I saw Matt Barnes post on social media about me and my ignorance in regards to cannabis, aka weed, and he invited me on a new podcast that he and Steven Jackson are launching. First, let me say this to everybody out there, in case y'all didn't know. I've got mad love and respect for both those brothers. Matt Barnes, Steven Jackson, I've been cool with them for years. They're two of the realest brothers that I've ever covered in sports. And when I say I got love for them, I mean that sincerely. I also want to say that I took nothing that Matt Barnes said as being disrespect towards me at all. If he thinks that I'm ignorant about something or oblivious to something, he has every right to say that. That doesn't mean he's character assassinating me. It doesn't mean he's talking about me as a man or a professional. He's talking about this particular subject, okay? So anybody out there that thinks for 1 second that I took offense to anything that Matt Barnes said, y'all don't know me very well, and you don't know my relationship with him very well, because like I said, I got mad love for that brother. And Steven Jackson, that's my man. He knows. That's my brother right there. Having said that, here's the important point. Matt Barnes is probably right. I'm probably very, very ignorant about cannabis, aka weed. I'm sure Al Harrington would say it. I'm sure a whole bunch of brothers out there will say that. I never claimed to be knowledgeable about it. So when he says that, again, he's right. Having said all of that, there's a different perspective. And so, Matt Barnes, I want you to know, I don't know whether I'll be able to do your podcast because I work for ESPN, and I don't know if I'm allowed to be on Showtime. But if there's a way, I will gladly take you and Steven Jackson up on your invitation to appear as a guest on your podcast. I hope the bosses, y'all know how this is. Y'all both been on TV for this network and other networks. You know how this goes in terms of being employed by one and they don't want you showing up on the other. You understand that. If there's a way, I will find it. And if I can't show up on Showtime, then I'd like you and Steven Jackson to figure out a way where the three of us can get together and have this conversation in public or private, whatever you want. Because the invitation came from you. That's all that matters. As many times as I asked you to be on the show and appear as a guest with me, and you never failed me, you never let me down, neither did Steven, that's the least I could try to do for y'all, to have this discussion. So I got no problems with it whatsoever. If I can pull it off, if the bosses say I can show up on Showtime, that's the only issue. Showtime as opposed to the ESPN, ABC, Walt Disney entity. That's the only issue. Outside of that, bro, ain't no problem at all. Name the time and place, and I'll be there. I'll be in LA in a couple of weeks. I'll be looking for both of y'all to have this discussion, publicly or privately, whatever forum you comfortable in. All right? I'm just not going to compromise my paycheck in order to do it. You understand that, right? You understand? Number love for y'all, bro. I'll see you in a couple of weeks. You can bet the house on that.